Welcome back, Wolfpack. Verlis here, and we have one more battle. We're going to do one more for the stream right now, and we're going to see how this one plays out. So, it looks like it was like kind of a doubles battle, but made singles, and he said he was going to do singles, but I'm only taking singles, and everything else should be good. So, still running Modest Togekiss, which means that the Timid would be a little better, but I don't know if he's going to lead Smeargle or not. Just in case he leads Smeargle, we could go for Sableye. Just wall everything on that Sableye. Victini's going to happen, but that's... hopefully I can just take the Victini. And yeah, so running a bit more of a traditional Verlisify team right now that we got the Unaware. It's weird. Whenever I mix things up, it's like whenever I'm saying, I don't need to bring Clefable today, that's when I get rolled by like Conversion Porygon and all those other stat boosts and everything else like that. So just with the way that everything kind of unfolds, like I always get the worst team matchups. But I find a way to fight, and Charizard is going to suck because okay, back in the 6th generation, Charizard X was super common, and something tells me that this is going to be Charizard X. Charizard X was mad common. Actually, Toxapex still works against Charizard X. The Earthquake, not the best, but yeah, I could just go into Hippowdon and then stop out Charizard X. But I'm feeling that's going to be Charizard X over that. I want to like get my Mega Evolution out of the way on Sableye. Mega Recover. Have Magic Bounce up, just in case I see the Smeargle. Mega Evolution, Recover. And that lets me scout Charizard. Okay, so it is Charizard Y. Which means I could have gone for, like, Calm Mind or something. I was just convinced. Because every time someone leads into my, like, Sableye with a Charizard, it's like, alright, they're going to bring Charizard X so I can't burn it. But we're going to see what this Charizard does, then. He's going to do damage, which is why I went for like that conservative play. But that still gives me opportunities into Toxapex. That gives me opportunities into a lot. And that's going to be Solar Beam. So, Solar Beam, 120 base power. Fire-type move is going to be doing a lot more than that, but we get the safe recover. And Toxapex should be okay. Now, he does have the combo on his team, but at least I have Magic Bounce up. And I have my tankiness on the Sableye, so that's good. That's in my favor. Amoonguss doesn't like the Charizard, but I could go Toxapex, and then we have Amoonguss for backup that I can switch around as I need to. Solar Beam shouldn't do a lot to Toxapex. And then at some point, Clefable comes in, or Snorlax comes in, and we clean it up. Now, what I really want to do right now, is that he might go for a prediction and expect Toxapex, and then go into Tapu Koko. If he does that, I want Snorlax on the field. I'm gonna go for the YOLO. Let's make the YOLO play. Yes! Alright, I had faith. Yeah, it's gonna be the Tapu Koko event. He gave me the heads up that he has a Tapu Koko event, but I felt it, guys. I felt it was gonna happen. If I felt that, though, I could have probably gone for Snarl. And then that would have put Sableye at a lot of risk for damage, though. But I got the play I wanted. Now, is this the play I deserved? Looking at the rest of his team, what threatens the Snorlax? Potentially Smeargle. That's why I had... But then I get all my stockpile setups, and then, like, we get run over. So he has Taunt. Oh, what? Oh, that's unfortunate. But that's the play I wanted. Well, we go into Amoonguss, and then he taunts me. And then he pretty much stops my entire team through taunt on Tapu Koko. That's fun. Volt Switch. Okay. So we stop the Volt Switch. We don't get taunted on Amoonguss. It gives him freedom to go into something like the Charizard. But then that gives me freedom to go into the Tapu Koko. But now we're just going to try to read each other for the next 10 years. He could also go into Victini. I don't really see that going too insane. There's Victini. That's fine. What's Victini going to have that I'm not ready for? Because he's got Sun on his Victini, but Toxapex should still do pretty well. He's got... He's got Zen Headbutt. He probably wants a Zen Headbutt to Toxapex. So I can go into Sableye, but then Victini's Fire, so I can't do what I need to do to it. Togekiss might be the way to go. I'm gonna see what he does to my Sableye. I have Tankiness and Recover, but he has Sun. So I don't know. I'm doing this for Zen Headbutt. V-Create. Not what I want to see, because that's going to do insane damage. Because of Sun. Yeah. That's enough to one-shot me. But he doesn't have stats now. So that means Togekiss can come in and then get bodied by Tapu Koko. Snorlax can come in and get bodied under that Sun. I'm hoping he's Scarfed then. So that means Toxapex gets to do his thing. Stockpile Toxapex. Let's rock. It's like, yeah, if I had Timid Togekiss, I'd feel a little better about this, but nah. Sun just faded. I mean, even I thought the Sun faded. It's hard to tell when you're looking at the electricity, but it kind of doesn't matter. Smeargle. What's the Smeargle gonna do? Smeargle's gonna put me to sleep. And be mean. I'll get Toxic on the Smeargle. Simple Beam. What? Oh. Some tells me he's going to Toxi-Turvy. And he got rid of my Regenerator, but I don't think that really applies too well. But if he Toxi-Turvies, then I'll just switch out and the Simple Beam doesn't matter. He's going to Psych Up. What is the Smeargle going to do then? He's going to like Psych Up Baton Pass on my stockpile boost. Or something really dumb. But if he's Psych Up Baton Pass, I have Toxic, so I guess that doesn't bother me. What are you doing, Smeargle? But that also lets me stockpile some more. But then I get defenses, I can outstall him. Really confused by this. Someone has a Psych Up somewhere. Like, this would be... Okay. Z. Psychic. Yeah, So, critical hit ratio with the Z power. Full force Z heart swap. But, I'm still simple. And he stole because of heart swap. So now, I get my max stockpile though. So like counters stockpile directly. But I still got my sharp boost, and he's taking a lot from poison because of that. Now I can throw down Toxic again. But he might go into Espeon. But then I Toxic a Toxic Pokemon, so I don't think it matters. I'm waiting for the Baton Pass. Yeah, there it is. I knew Simple Beam meant shenanigans, but how many shenanigans did it mean? It wasn't that bad. Yeah, it's Espeon, okay. I went for the Toxic just in case, but I assumed Espeon. Espeon can Calm Mind, really hurt me. We can Scald for the burn, so Espeon has to worry about a little bit of damage. And that's the stored power. After my defenses, ow, wow. Critical hit though. That's an, oh, Did he build this team just to counter my team? I'm starting to think he built this team just to counter my team. That's exactly what this is. Because, like, I was like, oh, he crit me. Wait, because he went for the Z heart swap gives you critical ratio. And you can use that to steal defenses and then crit through the stockpile or the other defense boost that the guy goes for. So, like, all of my setup just gets bodied right now, except for Togekiss. Air Slash for the win! Oh, boy. And then Tapu Koko does things, and yeah. See, it's like every time, you know, last battle didn't have Tapu Koko, and this team would have done fine, and then the team would have done fine, but he has all those defense boosts, so even making Espeon flinch is going to be tough. If I could get, like, a crit, that would just end the game. Hey, look at that. Flinch? Hey, look at that. Like I said, if I could just get a crit, at least we could take down the Espeon. So, is that enough damage? Yes. Cool. That's a silly team, guys. That's a silly team. And then, unfortunately, we get to deal with Tapu Koko into Charizard, into Tapu Koko, and Charizard, and Tapu Koko, Charizard, and then Victini shows up and we lose anyways, because Victini doesn't belong with mere mortal Pokemon. And then, like, Toxapex, yeah, and then we had Sableye, but Sableye got bodied because it couldn't handle the Victini. I'm trying to think, like, yeah, if it wasn't for Victini, then Sableye would have been, like, better off, because Sableye was, like, my dark-type response to the poison types threatening Toxapex and those other things, but we couldn't really do anything about that. I go into Amoonguss, and then we take damage. Screw it. Air Slash, though. See, it's just Victini. Victini's too strong for me to deal with right now. Because I was like, oh, I can, hey, switched out. Nice. Raichu. But Raichu gets Surge Surfer anyways. And Raichu's Psychic. So Raichu hurts Toxapex and the other one. While also resisting me. While also gaining double speed on top of Shenanigans. So I could make the switch. He might go for Thunderbolt. Either way, like I said, I pretty much accepted my Togekiss's fate a bit ago. So I'm okay with that. Yeah, and the Electro Ball is going to be speed on top of less speed on top of electric terrain. So that's okay. And yeah. Well, the Espeon's dead. So, like, Snorlax has a chance, kind of, until Tapu Koko taunts it. And then, see, like, now everything gets taunted. So it's like it kind of had a chance to go, and then it didn't, and then it did, and then there was nothing. So that's Calm Mind against the special attacks that he's going to be throwing down on me with the rest of his team. Amoonguss is just dead because of the Psychic hate, and Snorlax gets taunted. Who do I want to try to not get taunted as much with? Let's go Snorlax. So, do we? I'm trying to look at his team. Like, we can hurt some things. Like, we can get the hurt on a lot if Snorlax gets enough setup. But then, like, the Electro Ball is just going to murder us anyways, so that kind of doesn't really change too much. It's like, do I Z stockpile? Did I stockpile Z stockpile? Because, yeah, like, Raichu just has so much speed with that Electro Ball and his Surge Surfer. He's gonna hurt me. Because I know he's just going to stay in and go for all that mad damage. But Raichu doesn't have a lot of damage to begin with. Unless that's Specs. If that's, like, Specs, Surge Surfer, Electro Ball, that would explain it. Yeah, that has to be Specs. So you don't want to give up your Z move. Z stockpile. Yeah, it's not gonna. It's too little, too late. So that's definitely a strategy. And I realized it a little too late because if it was Specs, that means Amoonguss was a little safer, but it didn't matter because my tanks were already dead. So Amoonguss can come in. I can, like, Spore one thing. If it isn't Specs, then I'm actually going to be terrified. It's like the only way I'm assuming you can do that much is Snorlax. Even without Specs, though, I don't think it would have been enough. Yeah, he's Specs. Okay. Raichu into Charizard. That's okay. Drought is a lot of damage on top of a lot of more damage. So then he locked himself into Electro Ball, which isn't, like, the most insane. Charizard's asleep, though. Is he going to withdraw Charizard? It's like, I could Spore on that withdraw, unless he's just trying to, like, wake up and murder a Moongus. That's always a possibility. And we go into our Clefable. Calm Mind's not going to work out. Alright, what's your Charizard? That's so risky, because he should know I love Double Spore. I love Double Leech Seed. The only reason I didn't do it is because I thought he knew I knew. That he knew he would. He knew I knew. Just didn't know. Calm Mind. But he's got Taunt, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, that'd been okay if I could, like, sleep the Tapu and then, like, get 2 Calm Minds and then try to just survive off Moonblasts. The game was done. You could just see how hard those reads were. I'm still saying Victini's unfair. So, Volt Switch. Ow! Oh, that's so much damage. Even the Volt Switch with all the Electric Terrain shenanigans. Oh yeah, Electric Terrain gets rid of the sleep, so I mean, that was kind of what he wanted to do with the Tapu Koko. Not cool. So that's going to be Victini taking the hit. And then nothing happens after that. Bolt Strike. Oh, the event Victini. Well, really, they get all cinematic with Volt Strike? Oh boy. And then Sun. And then, well, actually, Sun faded. Oh boy. Then we go for the Sludge Bomb, and then trashed. Trashed by the anti-stockpile setup. Switch Victini into Raichu. Raichu eats Sludge Bomb. How? This should do some damage. Yeah, that converts into the KOs. Hey, this could work. He's got specs. And he's got Psychic. And he's got Hate. And Amoonguss is amazing. So that's really what I gotta say about that one. So we can Synthesis. I can Synthesis just to have those stats behind me. Charizard. They only wake up when they enter on Electric Terrain, not when Electric Terrain exists. So Charizard should still be asleep. Tapu Koko is going to be able to wake up Charizard, and that's the problem. So the Electric Surge against my Moongus, not fun. See, it makes me wonder why, like, Smogon keeps their, like, ancient bans sometimes, because Tapu Koko is common enough to where Sleep Clause doesn't matter. Kartana and Heavy Slam is common enough to where Evasion doesn't matter. Everything that they're worried about has gotten nerfs, and they keep it, like, they still keep it locked away. I've gotten status on a lot of his team, which is interesting. And then we do things, and then other things do a thing. And then Charizard wouldn't go to like Charizard wouldn't even wake up because it's a flying type, so it's not affected by terrains. So that'll happen. Someone in chat said it would, and then other people didn't. I was just reading off chat, and then my mind blanked. Like, what can you even do now? What can even be done? See, the Victini was the biggest problem to the team because I could hurt things and I can get status around. The event Victini unfair. Hey, we got poison. But then we just get V created to the face. And then we die. Amoonguss could sweep, kind of, if it wasn't for the Victini. So we know we survived the Raichu. And Taunt, kind of not bad if I Sludge Bomb Tapu Koko. And then if we had something else for the Charizard. Charizard was asleep, though. So yeah, that was just all Victini. That was just all Victini. Because, like, I stopped the Smeargle setup. I knew what was going to happen. And then I knew the, and I found a way around the Espeon. So after that was just the Charizard, Victini, Tapu Koko, and the Raichu. But Raichu lacks damage. You know, Amoonguss had the Raichu down. Amoonguss could also hurt Tapu Koko. And then other things. And then switches. And yeah, it was just a weird battle overall. Just a pretty weird battle overall.